In this demonstration, we'll take a look at how to filter the output from the commands that you enter into the CLI interface of the Junos OS. We can use the pipe symbol or the pipe command to filter out the output from our different commands. So let's take a look at an example. The example I'm going to use here is the show interfaces terse command. Now let me run this without any kind of filtering features, and what I want to show you here is kind of what our output looks like. So you can see here that I do have, there's the show interfaces terse. We can see each of the different interfaces. We can see the status on the interfaces as far as whether or not the interface is administratively up, if there's a link detected. We can also see the IP address assigned to the logical interface here, that fast Ethernet port. So what I want you to notice is that I do have an interface that does have the 11.0.0.1 IP address. And we can see there's many other interfaces here. But that guy, that 11.0.0.1, is going to be the example that I'm going to be focused on. Is instead of getting a list of all the different interfaces, what we can do is filter that output and be very specific and ask for a specific interface. So the first thing we can do is we can pipe out to the find command, which gives us or displays output beginning with the first matching entry in the output. So when we take a look at this output that I have here, I'm going to use the find command and find 11.0.0.1 in the output. And it's going to locate that 11.0.0.1 on the second entry. So it'll show that second entry and everything after it. So it kind of uses the find command as the starting point. So my point is I am kind of filtering information out, but I am still seeing a lot of information that maybe I don't care to see. So to filter out the output, we use the regular commands, so show interfaces terse, then we use the pipe symbol and plug in our first example, which is going to be the find command. So find 11.0.0.1. And what I want you to notice is that the 11.0.0.1 interface is our first line of output. So it located that entry and then it starts our output with that. So it has filtered some information out, but notice that I do get a lot of information about all the other interfaces. So one of the commands or filtering features that I use a lot is the match command. And with match, what it does is it filters everything out except for the matching entry. So the difference here is going to be show interfaces terse, but instead of using find, I'm going to use match 11.0.0.1. And what you'll notice here is that I only get the interface in the output that matches that text value that I plugged in there. So when I'm looking at filtering of the output, I like to use the match command a lot because it eliminates everything else except for the matching entries. And then you can do the exact opposite if you wanted to. You could use the except filter. And with this, it basically shows you everything except the value that you specify. So if I use show interfaces terse except 11.0.0.1, it'll show everything except for the line that contains 11.0.0.1. So that's very useful as well. Now there's a number of other commands that we can throw in here, and just to kind of show you the help on this, so I can use my show interfaces if I wanted to, terse, and I'm just using that as the example, but any command that you type into, you can use the pipe symbol, and then if you want, use a question mark, and it'll show you all of the different commands that you can plug in here. So there's our find, there's our accept, there's our match. But notice that last is there as well. You can save the output to a file. We can also count if we wanted to the entries. So that's what I'm going to take a look at next is the count command. Now because I want to do a count, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to match any entries with the word down. So maybe I want to count here any down interfaces or disabled interfaces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe that to the count command. And when I hit enter, we can see that there's two lines that have the word down. So there's two disabled interfaces. Now, if I wanted to, I could kind of just take a look at what those lines are by just getting rid of the pipe count and hit enter, and I can see what those interfaces are. So in this demonstration, we saw how you can filter the output of your Junos OS commands using the pipe symbol.